Okay, so today in Math 20, we're going to talk about order of operations. PEMDAS. Oh yes, some of you have heard about PEMDAS. P-E-M-D-A-S. Now, a long time ago, some of you might have learned an acronym. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Have you heard of that before? So that's the sort of mnemonic device we use to remember PEMDAS. Now, it's very controversial among math teachers. This is the most common topic that I always have to reteach to people because the order of operations, what does it mean? It means that we have an order in which we are going to do the operations. Now, the one that is often mistaught is so the first one stands for what? Parentheses. Parenthesis. Okay? And the second one stands for why did I put the M and the D next to each other? Yes, you're actually going to do multiplication and division from left to right. And it's going to become more clear as we go on into more advanced math this term why that is. When we get to fractions, remind me, and we'll go over that again. And we'll also talk about it when we get to positive and negative numbers. We also do addition and subtraction from left to right. So let's look at a few problems. We need to have this order of operations, and by the way, our calculator knows the order of operations, so if we put a problem in, it will do it correctly. We need this because we want to all get the same answer. And so that's why we all have to, follow these agreed upon rules called the order of operations. So let me give you an example. Let's say I have 6 divided by 3 times 3. A lot of people have learned, they think it's that the multiplication will go first, and in fact, we go, when we have division, we go from left to right. When we have division mixed with multiplication, we go left to right. So if we go left to right, we go 6 divided by 3 first, which is what? And then we go 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay, if we didn't follow the order of operations, we might get different answers, and that's why it's important that we know these rules. Okay, let's say I have $50 in my bank account. I spend 25, and then I deposit 10 back in. Okay, you wouldn't add 35 and then subtract it from 50. We would actually, with addition and subtraction, we're always going to go from left to right. So 50 minus 25 is 25 plus 10 is 35. Okay. Now, what about when we have parentheses? Let's use some that have parentheses and exponents involved. So 10 squared plus 9 squared. Okay. What would I do first? Are there any parentheses? No. Are there any exponents? I do the exponents first because that's what's coming next after parentheses. So 10 squared means 10 times 10. 10 times 2 is 10 times 2, right? 10 squared actually means multiply 10 times itself once, or twice. And then plus 9 times 9. So 10 squared is 100, good. And 9 squared is 81, good. And 100 plus 81 is 181. Good. Yes. That's 2. So that part right there is 2. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. So what I was doing here, the way I was showing work is I was doing one step and then leaving alone the other part and then doing that next step. So when I go left to right, exactly. So in essence, because I'm doing the division first, 6 divided by 3 is the 2, and then the next step would be to go times 3. 2 times 3. Good question. Okay, let's try another one. So what if I have this? 10 minus 9 squared. What would I need to do first? Parentheses. So 10 minus 9 is 1. And what's 1 squared? 1. You see what I'm doing? I'm just doing one step at a time, putting the answer here and leaving alone the part. Now, that's really important to notice, because what if I did 10 squared minus 9 squared? Is that the same thing? No, because that would be 100 minus 81, which is a much different answer, isn't it? What's that? 19. So that's why it's really important. You see, that square has to happen after the subtraction. Anytime you can do something inside the parentheses, you want to simplify that down as much as possible. Okay, what if, yes? Because of all of these have no variables, you will have one answer, one number. It will be most simplified. They won't have any operations left to do, right? If I look at 19, I'm like, oh, there's nothing left to do there, right? But if I see 100 minus 81, it's like there's still more that can be simplified. Yeah, good. Good questions. Okay, what about this one? 3 squared minus 2 squared over, hold on a second, let me think about it. 4 plus 1. What do you think you would do first? I don't see any parentheses, but what's happening is all of this is being divided by all of this. So in essence, that means that we have an implied parentheses here and here. Even though we don't see it, because I want to divide this by this, I have to simplify these numbers before I can actually divide them. Does that make sense? Okay, so what is 3 squared minus 2 squared? Let's do it one step at a time. 3 squared is 9. 2 squared is 4 over 5. Good. And now we'll just keep going like this. Normally I would go down, but I'm running out of room. 9 minus 4 is 5. 5 divided by 5, this fraction bar means divide, is 1. Does everybody see how we did that? Any questions on order of operations? Nope. Yeah. Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to be doing a whole unit on fractions, okay? And we'll talk more about that. Okay, so